The horse has played a central role in the history and mythology of many Native American tribes. The Shoshone, Crow, Blackfeet, Sioux, and other tribes first saw horses when Spaniards brought them to this continent 500 years ago, and have used them in hunting and in battle ever since. Collectively, these tribes call themselves the Horse Nations. As you're about to see, men and women from those tribes also use horses in a sport that fans have dubbed America's original extreme sport. The tribes call it Indian relay. Its roots date back centuries, and it's one of the most exciting, dangerous, and inspiring things you're ever likely to see.
The story will continue in a moment.
Welcome to the 2023 Championship of Champions.
We start at the start. In Indian relay, as many as 6 thoroughbred racehorses are brought to a start line drawn in the dirt. The horses are bareback, no saddles or stirrups. Their riders wear no protective gear. At the sound of a horn, they leap aboard and tear down the track.
To actually get on a horse bareback and run as fast as you can around is easy.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Ken Reelbird is a sort of senior statesman of Indian relay.
It's going to be the team.
And announces races all over the American West.
These horses are able to run like you wouldn't believe. But the hard part comes from jumping off.
Wait, what? After the riders race one lap around the half-mile track,
On a rail, Riley.
they all speed into a sort of equine pit row, where teammates are waiting with fresh horses for what's known as the exchange.
So he has to come in, gear down enough, and then angle that horse in.
It's going to come in first.
He gets off and takes 1, 2, 3 steps, and he's on to the back of that horse. Boom, there he goes.
Here comes Carlson.
Ken Reelbird makes that flying leap from one horse to another sound simple.
Go! One right.
It is not. It's more like a dangerous, chaotic dance with riders and horses from 6 teams all trying to do the same thing at the same time in the same space.
You have what they call the setup man.
Within striking range.
Their job primarily is to have that horse in the proper position as the rider comes in.
Now here they come.
Simultaneously, you have a guy who's usually a nimble guy on his feet, and he's got to catch that horse coming in at 15 miles an hour. That horse, he really doesn't care about your feelings.
A third member of the pit crew is holding a third horse because the riders must do another leap for another lap.
Go, Austin! Go!
It's exciting, but it's dangerous too, isn't it?
Yeah. A lot of injuries. Almost every heat will have some of the guys getting run over.
It's going to be a collision.
Can you imagine the front line of Kansas City Chiefs all combine in one and just run over you? That's what it's going to feel like because that horse is 1,000 pounds.
Injuries to both horses and humans are part of the sport. The team that best avoids collisions and wins that third lap on a third horse can be forgiven for showing off at the finish.
Well, that was a great race.
Ken Reelbird says the roots of modern Indian relay are in the horse-stealing raids that tribes once staged against white settlers and each other.
These young men of the different nations would travel when it was middle of the night. They would come and take the prize horse and hightail it back to their home country. They exchanged horses as they were running because they were being pursued. And so that's pretty much the origin of the Indian relay sport that we know today.
Races in the organized sport were first conducted in the early 1900s.
When they first started out, the majority of these races were happening within their own communities, native communities on the reservations.
I've seen some races.
Calvin Ghost Bear is a member of the Sioux tribe
7 heats, 8 heats.
and president of an organization called the Horse Nations Indian Relay Council.
What we do with Horse Nations is we basically took a lot of the races that were within the tribal nations, brought them out into the mainstream. Now we're bringing it onto a bigger stage.
Last summer's Indian relay circuit crisscrossed the West and climaxed in Casper, Wyoming, with a 3-day championship event that celebrated tribal culture in song and drum and dance, and offered more than $100,000 in prize money, thanks to sponsorship from a casino owned by the Northern Arapaho tribe.
This is the ladies.
It included a women's division. It's 2 laps and 2 horses, rather than the 3 and 3 in men's races. But the athleticism and danger are every bit as evident.
Now there's no quitting these kids.
There's also a kids' Indian relay,
Takes a great tumble.
with riders as young as 6 racing on ponies, climbing on and falling off.
He's gonna be all right.
Those are the guys that grow up to be the great riders, the great setup men, because they're all horsemen. And it's like that in every reservation.
On the Blackfeet Reservation in Montana, we met Irvin Carlson and his son Chaz, who have been competing in Indian relay for years. Chaz is one of the most seasoned riders on the summer circuit.
For relay, making you good in the sport is just practice, 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 and years of experience.
Looks like Chaz is off. Chaz is in early. Chaz is up front.
Yay!
Another team we followed through the summer circuit is led by 23-year-old Tuesday Washakie from the Shoshone tribe in Wyoming. Her younger sister Zia is the rider for their women's team. Both feel a close connection to their horses.
If you're having a bad day and it's just not going your way, you can go out and you can catch your horse and ride him, and things will just seem to be better. I think that's just how it is.
Mason Redwing feels the same bond and obligation to care for his horses.
It's really something special because we're all here for one purpose, and it's the horse. Just setting up over here.
Mason hails from the Crow Creek Sioux Reservation in South Dakota.
When I was younger, I didn't know why I used to feel such anger and animosity towards my own people. I didn't want to be Native American. And the horse helped me, reconnect with my culture and be proud of who I am and proud of where I'm from.
Why were you feeling you didn't like being a Native American?
Growing up where I'm from on the reservation, you see a lot of things that make you not proud to
Like
be
what?
where I'm from. Alcoholism, drug addiction, drug abuse, suicide. Suicide rates on the reservation are 4 or 5 times the national average. My own father was succumbed to alcoholism, so it really hit home.
You said the horse saved your life.
Yep, yes sir, essentially.
You think it does that for a lot of young Native American
I think
kids?
so. There's a lot of kids out there that are just looking for that doorway.
There's little glamour in Indian relay and lots of hard work. Every team is self-funded and nearly everyone has a day job to help pay the bills. But the sport is on the rise. Prize money is increasing, and 67 teams competed in last summer's championships. The quality of horses is rising too. Teams go to major racetracks like Churchill Downs, home of the Kentucky Derby, to buy sprinters well suited to Indian relay.
Kentucky, that would be the ultimate, a demonstration race before the Derby. That would be my goal.
Lots of thrills and hopefully no spills today.
Each team competed in one heat each day of the championships. Their cumulative time from the first 2 days determined whether they made the final championship heat on Sunday. Is the race usually won or lost in the exchange?
Yeah. It's like a relay team in track and field.
But in Indian relay, exchanges involve 6 riders, 18 horses, 18 other humans, and a cloud of dust. From what I've seen, it's like
Chaos.
chaos.
In the block, it's going to be OB Dog.
Tuesday, Washaki's women's team made the championship heat in Casper,
OB Dog is right there.
and her sister Zia had a clean exchange in that race. They finished a close second. I don't know, you get demoralized, or does it make you more determined?
It makes me more determined, man. I'd be out here mad as hell, but I shouldn't be.
Winning it all is going to be the time of 12.
The first place women's relay team came from the Colville Reservation in Washington State with rider Talia Timantois. Is this your first championship?
No, I actually won the first one in Walla Walla.
All right.
Yeah, when I was 13.
And how old are you now?
17.
17?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you going to do it again next year?
Yeah, I'm going to do it as long as I can. I love this game.
The day before, we had watched Talia win a heat with her arms raised in a pose of triumph and strength.
It is how we connect to the warriors of the past, the warriors of 200 years ago. It's that same bloodline of that warrior that is coursing through their blood.
Mason Red Wing.
Over 3 days of heats, we watched Mason Redwing and his team go from dirt-pounding frustration when an exchange went wrong to exultation as another went right.
Good.
Because we're always searching for that perfect run.
They didn't quite find it in the finals.
It's for the championship of the world.
The team that did was the one we'd first met months earlier on the Blackfeet Reservation, Irvin Carlson and his son Chaz.
So we've been following you like all summer. Like this is the culmination of everything you've done all year. So does this give you bragging rights for a year or what?
Oh yeah. Hey.
As a tribal elder sang a traditional praise song in honor of their victory, and organizers presented them with a check for $20,000,
Give him a nice round of applause.
we noticed a group of kids at the rail, on their ponies, watching intently.
What the horse done for me, I know the horse can do that for everyone 1,000 times over. And I'm a firm believer in it. I know for a fact it can bring our young men and our young women back.